Well, from composer to leading lady, Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter Sara Bareilles is making her Broadway debut in the musical that earned her a Tony nom.
Yeah, she's taking over the lead role of Jenna, a pregnant waitress whose talent for creating out-of-this-world pies helps her escape an abusive relationship. And Sara joins us live. Welcome.
Welcome.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Well, congratulations on this. It's not only the one-year anniversary of Waitress, but this is your Broadway acting debut.
I know. It's a big week, everybody.
This is a big week. But it seems like the perfect fit for you because you've been, obviously involved with this show since the very beginning. I would think it's all already in there.
I would think that too, and it doesn't prove to be the case. No, it's been such a joyful process. I have had just such a love affair with this show, and 4 years ago when I said yes to coming on the creative team, I had no idea that it would literally change my life. It has just completely overhauled in the best way, and it was so celebratory to have a healthy year on Broadway. And Sunday was saying goodbye to Jessie Mueller, our leading lady.
She was amazing.
She was
show.
Absolutely stunning in this role, and so I'm just sort of riding the wave of that. I'm so emotionally connected to what's happening, and I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm gonna, try to figure it out.
Come Friday, you'll know what you're doing.
We'll see. We'll hope. Yeah.
Well, folks know you for your music, and you have performed in front of packed houses around the world. What would you say, and I know you haven't taken to the Broadway stage yet, but what would you say is more intimidating, performing as a singer-songwriter in that or being on Broadway?
Oh, I mean, right now I would certainly answer that it's being on Broadway, and I don't know if that's just because I'm familiar with the other medium, but
do you get nervous at all before you perform all the time?
Yes, are you crazy? Yes, totally.
You get nervous before your singing performances?
Yeah, I do. It kind of depends. It will depend on the scenario. If I'm doing a show, it kind of like first night of tour is always a little nerve-wracking. But the nice thing is that it usually skews towards excitement. You know, it's just energy running through you, and if you can harness that and try to just be sincere about it, I usually disarm myself by talking about how nervous I am, and then I can
just get it out there.
Just everybody knows I'm really nervous.
Well, this isn't your first time acting though, because you did act as a kid, and you did some community theater.
I did. I was in Little Shop of Horrors growing up, and Charlotte's Web, and The Mystery of Edwin Drood. I did a lot of community theater. My mom and my sisters were both involved in community theater, so it was a great just training ground for what it felt like to be actually encouraged to be a part of a community. It was, I was kind of I had, some bullying issues growing up, and theater really became this safe space for me, and where I first learned to love performance. So feels like a nice full circle moment.
I know. And technically, this isn't your first time performing on a Broadway stage, because there was that time during previews, I think, that there was a technical glitch, and you jumped on stage and performed The Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid, it's like a go-to. It's like if things go wrong on Friday night, I'm just gonna jump into a part of your world. And
so you'll be in your
safe place.
It's kind of, it totally is. It kind of is. I've done that before at my. I remember it happened. I think the first time we had a power outage, and I was on stage in Austin, Texas, and I just was sitting up there, and none of the musical instruments would work, and so I just started singing "Part of Your World," and everyone loves that song. So the whole audience, I crowd surfed and everything.
It was a moment.
You never know what's gonna happen.
That's your go-to if anything goes wrong.
Now I wish we had that video.
Stage dive. Let's save it.
Yes, I want to be at the show on Friday, just in case that happens. All right, well, congratulations on this.
And break a leg.
And break a leg. And you can catch Sara as she makes her Broadway debut this Friday in Waitress for 10 weeks only. And for tickets and more info, visit waitressthemusical.com. Thank you again so much.
Thank you so much.